How's my hair look? I had this whole package for eBay of collectibles because I've been selling on eBay again. There's nothing in it. Don't do it. It's not worth your time. I'm telling you right now. It's gotten worse and worse and worse over the years. People will buy stuff and then cancel the order on you. It's gotten so much worse. I mean, I'm watching this video right now, and somebody stole $3,000 in.
Yesterday, I made a video basically saying that our mortgage stole over 300 cinnamon rolls, and I want you guys to know.
Somebody stole 300 cinnamon rolls.
And lost inventory.
It happened Saturday morning. Julie sells the rolls at a farmer's market called Uber, which has a courier service.
I mean, we're to the point in life where people are stealing cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon rolls. You know the economy is bad when somebody's stealing cinnamon rolls. Try to get that in the butter right away. Oh. Cinnamon rolls. They're taking away all our they're taking away any way for Americans to have I mean, obviously if you're very ingenuitive and stuff, you'll find a way. But you almost have to be a genius to come up with ways to make money anymore. They take like 20% on eBay now or more. Of course, there's other platforms. eBay has always been notorious for being the easiest. But I got canceled that. And I don't argue with cancellations and stuff. It's not worth it. There's sellers that will. Because all of them, most of mine, I just put no returns as a default. But if they don't make me ship it and stuff, I won't. I'll cancel it if they ask. But so then he buys it, sends me a message saying, "Please don't ship it right away because when upon arrival I get paid." So then, right away I'm like, I already went through the work of packaging it. Thank God, if you need boxes, go to Walmart. They're $1. So I'm only $1 in on the boxes and $3 on the tape. Because people are struggling. But I knew right away, oh boy, here we go. And then I got a cancellation order today, which has been, so it's like been 3 days. So now it could have been listed for sale to somebody else for the last 3 days. Oh, it's becoming just not worth my time. And then I did a 2%. You can promote it on eBay, and then you got to pay more percentage. I did 2%, and they're holding those funds. So I'm in the whole $17 when I needed to sell the stuff to make money. And when I was selling it for like $300, and they're going to end up taking $80 or something on a $300 sale. So it's just not feasible anymore. They've taken away everything you can do to make money as like an individual besides going to some fucking shit job too. It's going to be Amazon warehouses and like, are there any really good jobs? No. Honestly, pizza delivery driver is a really good job. The problem with that is the wear and tear you put on your vehicle. transmissions, air conditioner systems, motors idling all the time. You used to be able to find real cheap vehicles to run, you know? And then it's no problem. It was really worth your time. Now you see all these delivery drivers running around. Not all of them. I know skirmins, but you see a lot of them running around with newer vehicles. By the time you make $50,000, you end up destroying the car. My opinion. It's just my opinion. But I did do it for a little while. But like, what jobs are there that, like, there's nothing that's like even reasonably enjoyable to go to that I can come up with. I'm gonna have to eventually, or I gotta keep trying to find cars, but that gets harder and harder too. Way hard. Trying to find cars to work on and stuff, and word of mouth, or cars for sale and reselling. It's becoming such a hassle, it's not even worth their time anymore. The new fish is doing fantastic. It's in that 40-some gallon. It's a little small for it, so I'm gonna eventually it'll get in a bigger tank. But that one was all set up for like a transfer over. I had all the parameters on the water and everything because I was keeping minnows in it. What's better than just hot dogs and hamburgers? I've tried so many different things and it always turns out that's the easiest. It's so easy when you're hungry. I could not sleep. My sleep schedule is so effed up. It's probably from technology, I'm not gonna lie. And not having a steady job like a regular person. But I'm talking, it's messed up. I just basically woke up. I could not sleep. I literally could not sleep. You get the leg, that feeling with your legs where they're like... You get so angry. Because you can't sleep, you want to punch a hole in the wall. Does anybody get that like me? Try to get that cooked in there real good. I rewatched my video yesterday and I'm such a goofy bastard. I don't know about this world anymore. I really don't. Where it's gonna go. In politics or in life. Where are we going? How crazy is it gonna get? I have no hamburger bun, so it's looking like 2 pieces of bread like the old days. Not much to see today. Just me getting up at 9:30 at night. Getting up at 9:30 at night. I've been trying to think what I want to do if I want to go get a job. I want a part-time job. I don't want to work 40, 50 hours a week. Then I'm always in restaurants because that's like the only place to go. Fried onions are the best. I need a haircut. Every one of these cheap Walmart fans breaks. Everyone. I hate them. Everyone I've ever had ends up breaking. I could eat a pile of onions. That video did well yesterday. 20-some views. People like Oscars. Yeah. And then I started thinking about how ridiculous I am thinking that Joe Biden's kid's going to run for president. And watch, it'll happen. I couldn't find any betting. Because it would probably be 200 to 1. If you've been watching me enough, you know I'm a little bit of a degenerate gambler sometimes. Could you imagine putting down $100 and winning like 20,000? Or 10,000 on a whim like that. And it seems like it's a better chance than 100 to 1. Because I was laughing yesterday, but when I looked it up, it says he is eligible to run for presidency. And you see him on that Local 8 News, that online YouTube guy channel. He was all over. And they're really trying to curate his image. I just find it really interesting. Like where America's at, you know? Where we're even having this conversation in any type of legitimate fashion. That drug addicts might become president. Or former drug addicts. It's crazy just to think what's happened in the last 20 years and how crazy this country's gotten. Crazy. Went from like normal, decent human beings like Carter and JFK and all these Nixon, and Nixon was a crook, we all know, but all these curated images of an honest man bullshit and all that. Watch what you say to this. America's morals are completely fucked at this point. They're gone. Nobody gives a shit anymore, you know? Living the dream. I was all pumped I was going to make a couple $100. I wouldn't have made anything. Inflation's so high that I was doing the math and I got the stuff for $100. I'm selling it. I would have made $200. When I got the stuff, I could have paid the same amount of bills as I'm going to pay with it when I was going to sell it anyway. I made absolutely nothing. All it did was keep me from spending the money on something else. Or go. Inflation's on fire. And it's burning like a forest fire. It's going from one item to the next. Greed. Price gouging. It spreads like cancer. They got the soda up to about $12 to $15 a case. From 10 years ago, it was $5. You used to be able to get, me and Dave used to go get them 3 for $9, 3 tall packs for $9. All the time. Now it's $15 just for a case of soda. Obviously, you can find deals if you're looking. I'm not saying you can't, but then you start looking, then the price spread into the beef, and now it's going to be all the lettuce because it was all. TV dinners over doubled in price. They used to be, banquets used to be 89 cents. They're $2.10 now. And it just spreads. They'll get one item one week and then another item the next. If you don't mind, if you want to eat bacon and eggs every day, it's not too bad. In Wisconsin, eggs are cheap. You can get them literally $1 a dozen at Walmart. And bacon's $4 a pound at Walmart, which I get for the cheap brand. Bread is nothing. And that's why I eat a lot of bacon and eggs, because it's the only way to, like, it's the only way for my survival. Hot dogs. But, I mean, there can't be anything healthy about this diet. Nothing. Funyuns are $6 a bag. Or more. And they're always sold. They're always selling them. The money comes in and gets spent, and all it does is go up, 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 up. It never comes back down. They made up this math called top-down economics. It was never, ever, it never worked, and their BS that they made it seem like it was real. It was real economics. It never was. they lobby to make it seem like that's like normal economics, that money would trickle down from the top, and they're finding out it was such a lie. Money only goes up and it never comes back down to the little people. Yeah, top-down economics. The dog had to go out, so I figured I'd just keep the video going. Top-down economics. For people that like my channel and watch me, I'll give them an extra 10 minutes while the dog's outside. Look at how unhealthy I am. But I'll be honest with you, though. What can you do about it? I know I open myself up for criticism, but I bet a lot of people's cupboards look just the same as mine. Sunflower seeds are my, what do you call it? The joy I get. Sunflower seeds and peanuts. I like peanuts and sunflower seeds at night. I get them all over the bed. Yeah, top-down economics idea was if all the small workers and all the money and all the tax breaks and all the money goes up to the top, that it'll trickle down because the top guys will make more jobs than us average American idiots. And then that stimulates the economy because they know better than us and they'll build all these jobs. But what actually happened, that was theory. The theory behind it was that you give them all the tax breaks and they can afford to pay the average worker more money and blah, blah, blah. But what really happened was the money went up and they bought assets and they invested in AI. They've been investing in robots to replace their workers to save money. And that's why we got trillionaires and billionaires instead of having a solid middle class in society. And I don't know how people do it. I watch and I can't imagine this can go on that much longer. I start sounding like a conspiracy theorist, but how long can these families continue to pay all these bills that keep piling up? I suppose if you got everybody in the house working, but that it's just become crazy. We're slaves now to corporation. I'm glad I got what I did when I did. You know, I have a lot of good friends and stuff, so I got myself a small boat, and my other buddy gave me that broken motorcycle I fixed and repaired. So I'm glad that at the time I got everything I did, because I wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for, you know, just, you know, very mechanical but blind luck, too, you know. That everything kind of came together when it did, that I got myself a place to live. I got a boat, a little boat. It's nothing to it, but it's cool. It can get me out there and fish. I got my little motorcycle. Otherwise, I'd have nothing. I'd be riding around on a bicycle. My other buddy gave me the car because they only wanted to give trade-in value of $1,500 for that Fusion I'm driving. It had problems, don't get me wrong. I had a lot of problems I had to fix, and I still work on it, but that's all they were offering them for trade-in, $1,500, and that was 5 years ago. 6 years ago already. That's it. And it was in great shape back then. I mean, I had to do some computer repair. It had some issues, don't get me wrong. But they knew all about it at the dealership, and they could have fixed it. I took the computer out and fixed it myself. They could have done it. So to offer somebody $1,500, they're just crooks. And then he bought a $70,000 truck, and they offered him $1,500 for his car. So he said, Switch, if you can get that money, come get it. It's yours. So I did. So I got lucky. I'm not going to lie to you. But I put myself in a position to get lucky. You know, I got good friends, and I keep my ears open, and so. And I had to do a lot of work. I rebuilt that motorcycle motor, the whole top end. Rebuilt the carburetor. You've seen all the work I did on the boat motors. And there's some pictures in my thing on the car, but yeah, I had to rewire the computer. I've had to take the transmission shifting solenoids apart and clean them, stuff like that. So I've had work, but if it weren't for that, I'd be on an electric scooter. I don't know if I'd mind, honestly. I think the future is going to be electric scooters and stuff. I see all these little electric bikes they got now, and they got some really nice ones, you know, them really expensive ones that are just outrageous. And I got my motorcycle license so I can get one. But just the ones that are legal to drive without any registration, because they're built with pedals on them, so you can pedal them, so you don't need to register. They got some that'll run right in the snow, it looks like. So I'm keeping my eye open on them, and it's a real easy way to get around. You get sick of these cars. I'll bet you everybody that watches my channel has nothing but car problems. Nothing. I know one of you does. I know a couple of you have had nothing but car problems too, just like me. So, struts and wear and tear, and they're all junk. You know, who can afford to get a brand new car? And even if you do, it's probably junk unless you get a Toyota. I always hammer that in. Get a Toyota. Toyota. Even though I don't know if I've dealt with a lot of new Toyotas, but I know my sister got one and she had no problem with it for the last 5 years. Not a single problem, and she beats the hell out of her vehicle. So, but yeah, that's $40,000 or $50,000. So, and then you're paying interest. It's crazy because even my even for the used car my niece bought, I can't even say for sure the financing, but it's doubled the price of the car when you finally pay it. So I don't know if it was a $10,000 or $11,000 car, it ends up being a $20,000 car, you know. But I just look around at my neighbors and stuff, and I just think they got, like, a lot of them got a lot of kids, and it's like, how long can this go on, this inflation and just the craziness of this country not getting any better, and money? And does everybody else feel that way too? Like we're just waiting for something big to happen? Like it's either going to be World War III or we're going to have some sort of crazy hyperinflation maybe. I don't think they're going to allow it to crash. Like I don't think they're going to allow it to all come crashing down. So they're going to continue to inject money into the system. We all know that, naturally. But pretty peaceful video. The fish is doing great. I didn't have much to say, and I just, like I said, some days are just like a video diary. I guess that's why they used to call it vlogging, because you just have a video diary for yourself. And because sometimes I'll look back and I'll see some of my titles and I can remember the day. And sometimes I'm like, wow, that was a long time ago. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, that was only 2 months ago. And that's kind of fun. But yeah, I got all this video game stuff and everything packed up right here. Thank God for Walmart. Remember when boxes used to be, I hate Walmart, but you know, they'll get you a box cheap, $1, and it's thick. Standard issues, so you can take it right to the post office now. You used to have to do so much work when you were shipping something out with eBay. Back in the day, they had UPS stores, and it was just a hassle. You had to go to FedEx to print your own labels. They didn't do that at the post office up until not that long ago. And then you'd have to get your own boxes, so you'd be cutting them up. I was making my own boxes, you know, cutting them and making them, literally making boxes out of 4 pieces of cardboard or whatever. So that became easier, and then they just raised the amount that you have to pay to ship it. Or yeah, the amount you have to ship it. A box like this would have cost me $40 to ship, and it don't even weigh nothing. 5-10 pounds. It used to be like $5.99, $6-7 to ship a box like this. No kidding, $10. USPS ground or whatever, or priority or whatever. Now, and then they used to only take like 10% on eBay. Now it's 22 or something percent. Think about that. They're taking away everything. They're maximizing their profits and taking away everything from us. So they're completely destroying all my avenues of income. Streams of income. Sure, I'll go get a job. It's not a big deal. I'm looking at some, but that's not the point. The point is, There's no really good jobs unless you gotta. They're good if you love to work your ass off in a factory. I've never been good at that with my bipolar. I'll have really bad days, and I'll just feel like the walls are closing in, and I just go just horrible. They've taken away really all the like good jobs, like all the jobs that were like just regular, you know, small. There's no small businesses, you know, like they used to have. You could operate as somebody owned a small business like a tanning salon and you could operate it for them, you know, like just be the guy that's there doing all the work and everything, and you get fresh air and you kind of make your own boss, like little jobs like that all over that were great for 10, 15 bucks an hour, you know, for a guy like me that doesn't have a family to support and stuff. I'm only supporting myself, you know. So, but it's getting harder and harder just to support myself. I'm eating hot dogs, and you watch my life if you're watching this video. So, I kind of got a down feeling, like I thought about that the other day. You just get older. When we were younger, we didn't realize that there wasn't like a big plan. Like, you're just older doing the same thing. It's not like everything changes. Like, oh, when I'm older, I'll have all this and that set up, and it's going to be a completely different life. And you're just older doing the same thing as you were when you were younger. I don't know how to explain that, but it's like a weird feeling when you start to realize that in 30 years, it doesn't make a difference if you're alive. It's just going to be you older. You know, unless you're a multi-millionaire or something. But even having $1 million is not going to change it'll change your life. I shouldn't say that. It'll definitely change your life. You'll be able to live comfortably. But even if you only save, say, $250,000 or something, it's going to get to the point that a house is going to be $500,000 to $1 million. I've been watching it. My neighborhood, the houses they're going for over $300,000 now. I moved in here 10 years ago, and houses were $90,000 in the neighborhood. $300,000, $400,000 is not unheard of for a house that's got 800 to 1,000 square feet over here by the stadium. And there's no letting up. There's no letting up. And then you just get to the point where you say, yeah, I gotta just be thankful. And my sleep schedule, my goodness, look at me. It's 10:30 at night. I woke up and I got like 7 hours of sleep because I could not sleep this morning. Like 5, 6 o'clock rolled around, then I just got up, and then I finally fell asleep, and now I got to get back into my little gym. But that's easier said than done. You better be ready for it, you know.